Richard.
What's up, boys? You guys have the same fucking jersey on. Oh my god! Did you go shopping together at Marshall's?
No, China sent me
China,
two.
China, baby.
China sent me two.
Is it actually from a Chinese ship? You can't just use that word as a generality. Is it actually from the country?
Yeah, it's from the country of China.
The shipping, the return address is in Chinese symbols. I cannot tell you where it's from.
Knockoff jerseys. Why go spend real money when you can just buy cheap shit from China?
Get China virus jerseys. Is it from the Wuhan?
Actually, that's the first word that it was on that
That's a big manufacturing part of the country. Yeah, it's definitely from the fucking Wuhan. You got China virus jerseys. Jason,
I already watched it.
And you picked that fucking jersey, the ugliest jersey in Celtics history. That's the jersey you picked, the green with the gold trim and the fucking toddler lettering. That's what you guys picked together, or
don't say you guys. Don't say you guys. Ray just
Bill,
called me and said, hold on.
Bill, when I gave you this jersey yesterday, you're like, "Oh my god, this one."
Bill, you let Ray pick it out for you.
Yeah.
No, he just called me and said, "Hey, I have an extra jersey. You want it?" And I said, "All right."
Actually, he texted both of us, Bill, and you're the only fucking idiot that said yes.
It was $20, bitch.
It was $30. I was on the text exchange.
Motherfucker.
Oh, so what'd you get? A $10 fucking HJ discount?
$10 is $10.
$10 is $10. I'll give you that. I'll fucking give you that. All right, welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition. I put a monitor in front of my calendar, so I have no idea what
it's
date
the 19th. We just went over this. It's the 19th.
August 19th. You're goddamn right it is. Welcome to the show, baby girls. All right, I know you guys have the ugliest Celtics jerseys on in the world, but I think it would, we got to start Bruins.
Oh, absolutely.
What a fucking game, man! 3-1 Bruins. Obviously, Game 4 last night, 4-3 win over the Caps. Quick old recap. Look, to start the game, I'll be honest with you. I was watching the Celtics in the playoffs, so I missed most of the first period of the Bruins. But
do you want me to tell you what it sounded like? Piece of shit. That's what it was.
Well put. My immediate reaction was Halak was a shaky, quaky motherfucker. He just glove side looked weak, and to be honest with you, kind of still looks weak.
He was not good last night, Rich.
Bruins go down 0-1 early. Second period. A lot of the same, honestly. Canes were in control, but that power play in the second period. I don't know if you guys remember it. 4 shots during the power play. It was in the scoring zone basically the entire time. The entire 2 minutes. Puck control was out of control by the Bruins. They had absolutely zero fucking finish, and the only thing I could think about was #where's pasta. That's all I could fucking think about. Yeah. Where was this fucking guy? Because they could not score the puck, and it seemed like one of those games that they just lacked the juice. They just didn't quite have it. And after that power play, it led to almost an immediate breakout on the rush that led to the second goal by the Canes, and felt like a fucking backbreaker. That was the one that was sniped on the rush over Halak's glove side again, or
still
under Halak, right through the bread basket.
Still should have saved it. You still should have saved it. Two easy soft goals.
Yeah.
Should have saved both. He looked terrible last night.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he's looked terrible last night, and even game 3 that he played, I didn't think he was that great. I think in the first period, it could have been 2-0. They had a post and that kind of crease save or whatever that got blown dead that trickled in. So I think he's been a little shaky, but you saw even in the third period, you really need him to start picking up because you don't have any depth behind him. You have Darth Vader behind him. So, I mean, we really need him to – I know it's Russ. He's only played 3 games.
It might have been the game, though. You're right. I mean, that's the thing. He hasn't played. He's played 2 games in, 4 months maybe. So, but look, burying the lead, the third period was the most fun watching sports in a very, very fucking long time. The Bruins obviously scored 4 goals, completely dominated. At one point, it was 15-0 in shots, in shots on goal. I think with like a minute 50 left in the period, minute 50 left in the game. But just take a quick one. DeBrusk found it. Maybe that's what it took from Reimer, you bum, coming out 40 feet to try and take out the puck, and it was a sweet play. Let's be honest. It was speed, it was skill, it was composure. Dove, over Reimer and dumped it into the net. That got everything going. McAvoy with an absolute fucking train wreck on Stahl. I've watched that thing 1,000 times.
And I laughed every time.
I mean, it's one of those hits. It's like a cartoon hit. It literally lifted him off the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Literally lifted him off the ice and literally sent him off the ice into the locker room immediately.
Yeah, he might not be back. I think that's definitely a concussion.
And he's got a history of concussions, too.
Yeah, that elbow looked like it slid up. There was a lot of talk if it was a dirty hit or not, but they came out today and said it was a clean hit. But I think that woke the Bruins up. I think that woke the Bruins up more so than the first goal they scored, because they still weren't where they should have been until that big hit, and that kind of opened. I think that opened the floodgates. It
grabbed the momentum. It grabbed the momentum that they had from that DeBrusk goal and cemented it, and then they fucking ran with it. Next up was Cliffy Hockey on a snipe off. What are they calling it? The plunger play? I've never heard of it until this fucking playoffs, but it's the one they said that Rats got beat by Fleury in game 2, I guess.
2, yep.
And I don't know if old Cliffy was aiming top shelf Oppo's shoulder, but he sniped it through traffic, tied it up. Marchand off, best pass of the game. The redirect off the bounce from Krug was fucking beautiful. And at that point, I mean, Reimer had no chance. It was over. They had taken over the fucking game. Canes had basically quit, it felt like, and DeBrusk comes up with a second goal with a decent, nice little move, but
Reimer has a history of failing in the third period, going back to his Toronto days.
Pathetic goaltending. Hopefully, though, it gets DeBrusk going. 4 goals in 6 minutes and 51 seconds. Take that, Reimer, you bum. 0 shots in the third period for the Canes until about a minute 27 left, like we said. And then Halak lets up his third soft, shitty fucking goal. But, inevitably, it didn't end up mattering. So, 4-3 win. Complete control. Ray, let me go to you. Just quickly, what stood out to you in the game?
Halak did not look good. 3 goals on 19 shots, 842 save percentage. The first shot he saw in the first period, goal. First shot he saw in the third period was under 2 minutes, goal. I mean, he does not look shaky. He needs a better performance. If we're going to be playing Tampa, I believe, next round, if we reseed, we probably got Tampa.
If the Canes don't get it.
Yeah, the Canes or the Islanders are coming. They're up 3-0.
So if the Islanders beat the Capitals, they will play Philly, and then we would have Tampa. And you can't be looking like that against Tampa. They'll
if all 4 top seeds win, we get Philly because we're the 4th seed. And the Islanders, the Islanders are the 6th seed. Never mind. Sorry.
No, we get Tampa.
For some reason, I thought, never mind. I mixed up. Washington was. I forgot.
They talked about this. They talked about this in the third period last night, Bill. I don't know if you saw it on the TV.
If it goes chalk, we get Tampa. This is where we.
No, I mixed up Islanders and Washington. Their seeding because it's 6-3.
Well, but it's important because we had talked about avoiding the Caps, which is the bugaboo. But what that does is it gives you Tampa in the second round of the playoffs as opposed to avoiding them. But you would have had to take on the Caps. So it's a harder road. That's why you should have got first fucking place. But
that series 2-2, right? Columbus and Tampa's 2-2.
Yeah, there's still if the Canadians win, then you get the Islanders essentially. Long story short, a lot of shit can happen. I mean, you'll give yourself a fucking headache trying to figure it out. But it feels weird rooting for the Canadians. But if you want to avoid Tampa, if that's your path, you want one more round of maybe someone gets hurt or they get knocked out, then you want to root for the Canadians.
Philly's up 2-0, 2-0, right?
Anybody else? Anything else, Bill? What stood out to you? I had a couple things in mind here, but let me go to you first.
I mean, the first 2 periods are god-awful. So I don't know what speech you got in between the second and third period, but those first 2 periods weren't Bruins hockey. You didn't show up to play. That stood out to me. You're down 2-0. You went you had the first 5 shots of the game. You had 6 shots with 8 or 9 minutes left in the second period. So you went a whole lot of time, almost a whole period, without getting a shot on net. But you turn it on in the third period. You saw Charlie Coyle again, 2 more assists. You had Krejci there.
So let me stop you, Bill. Sorry to interrupt you. On your point there, they didn't show up to play. How much do you blame that on COVID? How much do you blame that on the NHL playoffs? This is the fucking NHL playoffs. The Canes, I said it in the recap video that only took me a minute to do on my way to work. The Canes video, or the Canes were not.
I was already at work.
A little dig at Billy Badwords. They're not going to fucking lay down and die. I'm not saying they came out and implemented their will on the Bruins last night. They played pretty good to start the game. The Bruins played not their brand of hockey for sure. Is that expected in the NHL playoffs, or do you put anything on that on the COVID bubble situation that maybe it's harder to get up for a game when you're winning in the series? How much is that as hockey, and how much is that as COVID, I guess I would say? Have you put any thought on that?
It's just mostly hockey. I mean, you see teams come out flat all the time. They were just really sloppy, and it's, again, you're playing from behind for most of the first and second, the first 2 periods because your goalie was playing terrible. You didn't have any scoring chances really. Again, you had the first 5 shots, but you had no more shots until basically the end, middle of the second period. So I don't think that had anything to do with the Canes. Yeah, they played good defense, but they're also missing we'll have Slavin, who's a -7 in the Bruins' last 8 games in the playoffs. So, I mean, you can't really blame that much on defense. I think Dougie Hamilton hasn't played great outside of game 2. I think you're not seeing a lot of great defensive plays by Carolina. I just think they were sloppy as hell. I mean, like you said, Rich, you were watching the basketball game. I switched from the basketball game to the hockey game. So the whole first 2 periods, I was disgusted. They didn't look like they wanted to be there, but then they turned it on. They asserted their will in the third period. So it's like you're still seeing it, but again, in the first 2 periods, you're seeing your lack of scoring in the middle and the wingers until the third period. You finally got some scoring out of Jake DeBrusk. You finally had him start finishing scoring chances, and that's what you need. If you can get this guy going, you can sustain the loss of pasta for a little bit longer because when he gets hot, he gets hot. He's kind of like JBJ in the Red Sox. When he goes on a run, he's going to score goals all the time. But when he's ice cold, he's Jackie Bradley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had that in my notes. I mean, maybe this is the break that DeBrusk needed. See a couple go in, like a basketball player. You see a couple go in, and your confidence starts to get a little bit higher. But I'll just say this. I mentioned it in the recap. McAvoy's hit should not. It's something that deserves a second note. It was fucking huge. It's a big hit. McAvoy has been your top 3 player on the ice in pretty much every game since they've been there. And it really salted the momentum for what they needed in that third period. And that third period is what the Bruins team and what this hockey team is and has been for a really long time. It's going to be really hard for any team to knock these guys out of a game, out of a series, out of the playoffs, no matter what the situation is. They got too much leadership, too much grit, too much perseverance. No matter what the situation is, this Bruins team, I do have confidence that they will bring that type of game. Even if they don't do it for 2 quarters, they can find it for at least 1.
Periods.
And
periods.
Sorry, period.
Periods.
I was already on to the next subject. And you fucked up my train of thought. But anyway, my point is, you can't get away with that against maybe the Lightning or against the better teams in the league. You can get away with that with the Canes. So my next question is, are the Hurricanes not as good as people gave them credit for? Because they fucking wilted. They wilted like a dead flower in that third period. You saw the big bad Bruins and their big bad veterans coming down your throat, and you cowered like a little boy who was getting rained on. They look like a bunch of fucking pussies. So are the Canes as good as people gave them credit for, or are they just another mediocre shit team the Bruins going to walk all over, and we really can't take a whole lot from this playoff series? That's an open-ended question. Anybody can answer it.
I picked them to sweep the Bruins, so that's my take on it. I think they're overrated. I thought they were overrated last year, and I don't understand why every 17 out of 19 ESPN guys or hockey guys pick the Canes to win. I've not been impressed with them. Again, I cite their goalies, dude. Reimer and Mazurek are fucking terrible, and you saw it again. I don't understand why.
So let me go to the next question. Let me go to the next question. Let me get your opinion on this, Bill. Why are they fucking switching goalie? Why are they going goalie committee every other game?
They did it last year too. I don't understand why. It's something Brindamore does. That he did it last year. But I think he eventually went to Missouri, and Missouri's actually played pretty well in his 2 starts. I mean, I thought Reimer played really good in game 2, but I think game 3 Missouri played fairly well. So I mean, I don't understand. I just think you could kill momentum for anything, especially after game 2 when you had Reimer playing awesome. Like, I don't understand why he went back. You know, they should have left Reimer in there.
That's the cardinal rule in playoff hockey. Is you ride. It's cardinal rule in any hockey. Is you ride the hot goaltender. How are you going to get hot if you're switching them out every other game? How are you going to get hot? Yeah. That just seems
especially now in COVID, Rich. I mean, you just all had 4 months off, so it's like you finally see a guy. Yeah, Bremer might. I mean, he got hot for 1 game, but if you let him play again, he could have rode that momentum. But now you're 3 or 4 games in 4 months. How are you going to get any like rhythm going? That's, you know what I mean?
That's what we said about Rask. When Rask was here, we were saying that he needed to play every game just so he can get in that rhythm, get back into the game shape. And what Carolina's doing is just mind-numbing right now.
Yeah, again, they did it last year too, guys. They did it. If you watched them in the playoffs last year, they were alternating because that was the big thing going into the Bruins series.
Maybe not a lot, but there's more. There's a few examples of teams doing it right now in the COVID bubble. And Rask said it himself before he left. He said, you know, we're not up to game shape. This might not be a situation where goalies can go 4 rounds straight and take 24 games in a row.
That's him being a pussy, though.
Because of the condition. Yeah, it might be, but there's – look, you better hope it's not, because do you want Darth Vader? You want Darth Vader taking a third of your games in the playoffs? No. Probably not. So you better fucking hope Halak is in condition. You better hope he's not in bubble condition like David Pastrnak tearing his little tummy because he didn't fucking prepare for the goddamn playoffs and was fucking off in Europe with his buddy Kasha, who's now on the ice, and David Pastrnak is not. That's my biggest takeaway before the third period, when they went off, was hashtag where's Pasta? Where is he? Because that power play where they dominated the fucking zone, could not finish one. David Pastrnak is putting one of those goals away and getting you back in the game. And he's still not on the ice. Is he going to be back tomorrow? I don't know. They're saying 50-50 still. They're saying 50-50 still. I would not put him on the ice. Even if he was ready to go, I'd bench his ass. If he said, let me in, put me in, I'd bench him. Sit on another game. We're up 3-1. We can go win without you. I'm not putting up with that shit in this this series. It's fucking stupid. Dave Pastrnak pissed me off, and I don't care. I know what your point is going to be, and I want it, Bill, but I don't care. Go ahead.
I know, but if he's healthy, you want to play. You got a back-to-back coming up, and if you're not trusting Halak the way he's played, the first 2 games, you trust Halak on a back-to-back. So if you can close him out, essentially, today really at 4:00. So if you close him out today, would be ideal, because then you're not potentially relying on an unproven goalie that's never played an NHL game, right? So if you can avoid this back-to-back and close him out and Pasternak's healthy, put him on the fucking ice.
Halak's playing the back-to-back. Halak's playing the
I know he's going to, but, do you trust him? What I'm saying is on a back-to-back, you trust him.
I trust Yaro Halak to play a back-to-back and be a decent goaltender more than I trust David Pastrnak to be a consistent contributor in the playoffs at this point in his career. Yep, I do. Because he's yet to be one for 2 fucking years.
Bullshit. He averaged almost a point per game last year, and he was a point per game the year before in the playoffs.
And you said it yourself, Bill, in the series that didn't really matter. Where was he in the Stanley Cup Finals?
I get it, but he was still a point per game.
He was a fucking ghost. Sit down, rest your tummy, go do some crunches, get right, come back, score goals, be great. All the reports are he wants to be great. All the reports are he wants to be a contributing factor to the Boston Bruins. Well, fucking act like it.
Mm-hmm. He scored 48 goals this year.
So what, Bill? So what? Where are you now? I'm right.
Why are we shitting on a guy who's hurt? He's hurt.
Because he didn't fucking prepare. He did not prepare for the fuck. No, he wasn't.
He got in trouble with fucking
off.
rollerblade.
He was fucking off.
Prepare. How many? Okay, everybody was fucking off.
Oh, then who else is injured with a little ticky-tack injury on the Bruins?
How do you know what his injury is?
We know what the fucking injury is. You saw it. He got hurt celebrating. Come on. And you know that fucking Patrice Bergeron would be playing right now if he had whatever fucking stupid ass injury.
What if the team's holding him? What if the team's holding him?
Team's not holding him out.
What if they are?
Holding him out. I don't know why you're defending David Pastrnak so hard. You know I'm right. You're the fucking guy that says Tom Brady is dead. You want to defend David fucking Pastrnak this hard? That's 2 years of bullshit. Two years of fucking bullshittery, acting like a jackass.
Patrick Kane was doing the same shit.
Costing you a Stanley Cup final last year. Cost you the Stanley Cup final.
You could put that on fucking Brad Marchand for the same thing.
You put that on David Pastrnak, who could not perform and be the top goal scorer that he was.
You want to
because he fucked off, got drunk, and broke his fucking wrist.
You put it on Tuukka Rask. He fucked up Game 7. You still went to Game 7 of the fucking Stanley Cup Finals with whatever goddamn Pastrnak had, whatever Marchand had. You still went to Game fucking 7, Rich. Game fucking 7.
Yeah, and they should have closed it out in 5. And they could have closed it out in fucking 5.
It was Tuukka Rask.
They could have closed it out in 5.
Last year,
well, both of them are out. 1A, 1B.
Coming back. He's still coming back. Dude, fucking Tuukka Rask, fucking never mind. There's some rumors going around about him that we can touch on later.
Yeah, he was golfing in Needwood today. Good for him. He doesn't want to play hockey. He's out. They need to get
I read a rumor his wife was cheating on him. That's why I left.
I suspected that. The pool boy always fucking finds his way in the house.
That's the rumor, that he's a raging alcoholic and his wife was cheating on him when he left.
Scuttlebutt is scuttlebutt. We don't want to cast shadows, but we do. So if that, look, regardless of those are the case, he's a fucking mental case. He can't handle it. Tuukka Rask is out. David Pastrnak is not acting like a professional. He's not acting like a professional for 2 years straight. He's costing the Bruins in the playoffs. You're up
3-1. He hasn't cost you.
That's undisputable, Bill. It doesn't matter. Fine.
3-1.
But that's a stupid fucking argument.
You're a stupid argument. I just gave you. You still went to Game fucking 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Then trade him.
You're not gonna.
Then dump him.
Fuck no.
Okay, then what the fuck is he there for?
How much does Pasta make annually?
$6 million, $6.3 million.
It's a fucking steal.
So 4 more.
Unless he doesn't play. Unless he doesn't play.
He's coming back. He'll be fine.
Okay, I hope he comes back, and he better fucking score.
Let's talk Jason Tatum.
He better fucking score, Bill.
Let's talk Jason Tatum before I virtually stab you in the fucking throat.
The Boston Celtics won Game 1 of the NBA Finals. NBA first round. NBA playoffs. They're not in the finals yet. 109 to 101. Look, as soon as Scal reported Bill Belichick was on the Zoom sesh before the game, you knew it was lights out. He said, "Do your job, be prepared." Basically, I don't know what he said, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. News out of this before we get to recap: Ray is going to bask in whatever bullshit fucking hack glory he just has laid out for himself. Glass Gordon is out for 4 weeks at least.
I like that.
With a grade 3 ankle sprain, which we can get into a little bit, I think might be bullshit. A grade 3 says it was a fucking torn ligament. He walked off the court. So you don't.
But yeah, he walked off.
You generally don't walk off the court if you tear a ligament in your.
He had to go see his gynecologist to see what happened to his pussy before anything.
Dude, that's an injury to anybody. That could have been Jason Tatum, bro. That's just shit luck, dude. He landed on.
Jason Tatum would have put tape on that fucker thing and went back out there. God
Ray,
damn.
For you new listeners, Ray wanted Gordon Hayward to put tape on the shattered vertebrae that he had and
dislocated ankle.
Shattered.
He's doing quotation marks around shatter right now.
God, you're such a cunt.
Yeah, you suck, Ray. All right, recap. Celtics game 1. Look, they came out. I thought they came out engaged. I thought they came out playing pretty hard defense. Fuck off, Ray. I'm not even fucking 10 seconds into this goddamn thing, and you already got a stupid goddamn opinion. Your opinions suck. You're a fucking hack. The 76ers were hitting shots out of their assholes. Did you watch the first period? They were hitting fadeaway, like...
First quarter.
Harris...
quarter.
No, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm doing that on purpose now. God, fucking pay attention. Wake up. Try to keep up with me, you fucking bottom of the totem pole of dumb. Raymond, fucking Dr. Big Mac, cunt face. The 76ers... Joel Embiid hit a 32-foot fadeaway backing up fucking three-pointer. They were hitting shots in the first period that none of those guys on the team had business making. And it proved itself in the second quarter when the Celtics took a 10-point lead or close to a 10-point lead. They're a better fucking team. Couple things that stood out to me in the second quarter. Bill, Robert Williams, 2 absolutely fucking horrific standout, terrible defensive plays. Went for a pump fake when you're 7 feet tall against a guard. Absolute no-brainer, no. And then I forget what the other one was, but he sucked. He didn't play the second half. Essentially, he had 13 minutes total. Look, I think
Six rebounds though.
Celtics.
6 rebounds, 13 minutes.
Yeah, good.
I thought he played all right on Embiid.
Celtics looked nervous. They looked nervous. They had missed layups on the other end. They had some missed dunks on the other end. They just looked like they had to get their jitters out in the first period. Second period, Tatum took off. 21 points in the first half. He was fucking lights out from behind the three, knocking down shots. If he ever wears that stupid jersey, Ray is pointing out the green with the gold trim, he'll probably go 0 for 400. But, and the Celtics took a lead. They kind of took command over the game. I'll tell you this, that end of the first half was not good. Not good. A little bit of a foreshadow for the rest of the goddamn game. A little bit of foreshadow of what I've been saying for Jason Tatum. Not handled very correctly. We'll get into it a little bit later. Third period. I feel like I need the best 2 minutes going on. Third period, third quarter. Celtics were in control. 70-75. At 70-75, Celtics in the lead. They went 4 minutes without scoring a basket. In that time, Brad Stevens called 0 timeouts. Absolutely none. Let the Sixers back in the game. Fourth quarter, fourth period. I mean, the Celtics instilled their will. The Sixers did what they did. Brett Brown's a fucking idiot. He deserves to be fired. Joel Embiid is either out of shape, poorly coached, or
all the above.
In my opinion, an absolute dog, a cowering dog in the face of adversity because they completely went away from him. Al Horford sat on the bench in key moments of the fourth quarter. They relied on big shots from nobodies that I don't even remember, and they hit a couple of them. It kept the game close, but a couple things that stood out to me. Marcus Smart against Joel Embiid drew two fouls on Embiid in the fourth quarter. The second one knocking Embiid out of the game. Jaylen Brown, my guy, Jaylen Brown, 15 points in the final 12 minutes, 2 huge drives, one of them resulting in a flagrant foul on Al Horford, 2 free throws and the ball back. And then the Celtics basically salted away with free throws. So I said it in my recap that took about a minute before I went to work. The Celtics, this was the
don't video and drive, Rich.
The epitome of a Celtics fucking win. They should have beat this team by 25. They ended up beating them by 7 or whatever. They don't know how to put the foot on the gas. They don't know how to put the foot on the neck. I hope it doesn't bite them in the ass later down the line in the playoffs, but they should beat this team. They should sweep this fucking 76ers team. What stood out to you, Dr. Big Mac, totem pole of dumb? Where did you go on this Celtics Game 1 NBA playoffs?
First half, they didn't look like they were taking the 76ers very seriously. Very lackadaisical. I don't think the defense was all there, like you were saying, Mitch. But, it just didn't look like they were taking the 76ers seriously because Ben Simmons is out maybe, and they thought they could just steamroll over this team. But it just – the sloppy layups they were missing, the easy bunnies, it just didn't look like that, the same Celtics team that we saw in the bubble beforehand.
But why do you say that? I thought look, maybe I was watching a different game. Their defense was not bad. The 76ers hit fucking the shots that they were making were turnaround jump shots. I will live with the shots that they were making in that first period.
Yeah, they were making everything.
First quarter all day long. And the Celtics did, and then they inevitably end up fucking missing them, and that's why they won the game. Like did they miss a bunch of bunnies? Yeah. But I think that they were either nervous or overzealous. Adrenaline gets going in that type of atmosphere, and this team in particular is known to let that affect them on the offensive side of the ball. And I thought that's exactly what you saw in the first quarter, and it went away in the second, and that's when they really took off and kind of took control. What stood out to you, Billy Bad Words?
You saw Jason Tatum play 41 minutes, 32 points, 13 rebounds. You also saw Jaylen Brown play 39 minutes, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So you're kind of seeing Brad let his guys play. That was the biggest thing we've been talking about entering the playoffs is what's the minutes going to look like. So you had, even Kemba Walker played 35 minutes, Gordon Hayward over 30, but another thing that really stood out to me is your lack of big men.
Hold on, before you get to that point, I'll go back to the lack of big men because this was the biggest thing I had on what stood out to me. Brad Stevens limited his rotation.
Yeah, you didn't let me get to it yet.
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going.
Well, that's what you said, but yes. So look, the guys that played, you saw Robert Williams early, and he showed poorly. Now he can improve, but he showed poorly. Brad Wanamaker had a little bit of a stint. I honestly don't even remember seeing him play.
He played 10 minutes, mostly in the first half.
Marcus Smart is the only other guy off your bench. Grant Williams had a spell and made himself known in that tiny little spell that he had. But Marcus Smart was pretty much your only bench player, and his Cantor was in there. He had a big offensive rebound. But when you talk about a rotation, what we talked about with Brad Stevens, sorry if I'm stealing your thunder, Bill, but honestly, yesterday's game looked like what I want to see at a rotations out of Celtics basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Your 5-6 big guys, now 5 because Hayward's out, played pretty much the entire game. And they were spelled when they need a break because they need to get the legs underneath them, not for some stupid fucking strategic play by Brad Stevens. So sorry if I stole your thunder, Bill.
Tatum just sat for 2 minutes, too. Like, it was surprising. Brad took him out 2 minutes. Hey, Tatum, you ready to go back in? He went right back in. That was
awesome. In the first half. He played mostly the first half, yeah.
That was awesome, too.
Yeah. To go back to the bench thing, I don't know if it was more of him shorting the bench or if he shortened it out of like a need, because Cantor did not look good in the 8 minutes he played. He was getting owned by Joel Embiid, and even Al Horford had a little bit of action on him. So I think if you saw a little bit more out of Cantor start, I think you would have probably seen him play more than 8 minutes, because, I mean, he's, you're kind of more your offensive guys than Daniel Tice is. So it's kind of like, was it his play, or did Brad really want to limit like his minutes? You know what I'm saying? Because then you usually want to see Robert Williams play over Cantor, and you saw Robert Williams play 13 minutes. So,
but even that Bill tells me that there's an adjustment by Brad Stevens, because
which is what we want to see. We've all
right, exactly. That's it. In
in
years past, you would still see him sticking to whatever his rotation he came up with, whatever the nerds came up with pregame. How many minutes these guys need to play? Maybe, hopefully, pray to God, he made a guttural instinct watching a guy with his eyes on the court and said, he doesn't have it against his team tonight. I can't play him. He doesn't have it. I can't play him. You know who has it? Jason Tatum. You're playing the whole game because you're our best player. It's the NBA playoffs. Get ready. You're playing the whole game, every game. Yeah. What the fuck is so hard about that?
Well, we'll see the adjustments now with Hayward out, because now you're going to probably rely on Cantor to play more minutes, because you went awfully small last night.
So let's get to it. Ray. Go ahead. Let's see your fucking gloating.
As a fucking Celtics fan too, Ray.
Before I do that, let me make I said that in shows past that Gordon Hayward was going to be the X factor in you winning or losing a championship, and I still believe that, whether he comes back or not.
Yep.
I think that he is the difference maker, and now that he's gone, I think it's going to be much, much, much harder to advance and do what you need to do to get to the NBA Finals. Obviously, the news: Gordon Hayward, grade 3 ankle sprain. The report is he's out for 4 weeks. There's a little bit of scuttlebutt around that we can get to, but Dr. Big Mac and his fat face want to gloat in our fat faces because he predicted that Gordon Hayward would not make the playoffs, and now he thinks it's great that he's not going to make the playoffs. So go ahead, Ray. Floor is yours, you fucking douchebag.
I predicted this. I was right. This man is made of glass. He shouldn't be a max player. He should not be on a Boston Celtics. He won't come back because his wife's going to be in labor in 4 weeks. So pretty much you won't see them until probably the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals. I was right. You two cunts were wrong. Suck my dick.
Freak injury, man. And that could happen to any of those guys. I'm telling you right now. And you guys even said it last time in your text exchange. You played basketball, and you both had that. So it's just a fluke injury. He's not made of glass. That was just an unlucky injury.
He's been injured every fucking year.
He might be made of glass at this point. Look, that injury happens to every basketball
different
player.
ankle, though, so there's hope in that. It was
but it was a different wrist and a different ankle earlier in the season. He might be a player that's getting older and his body is failing him. Let me explain Ray's position articulately. I don't think that's a word.
No.
The way that he can't. He's just happy because he was right. And I want to believe that you are not happy that Gordon Hayward is not on this team, because you're not stupid enough. Maybe you are. You're the bottom pole. They're the bottom of the totem pole of dumb.
You stupid idiots.
So you would rather win a fucking bet than watch the Celtics win a championship.
No,
You are
if they win
such a-
if they
Then
win
you're
a,
an asshole.
no. If they win a championship without Gordon Hayward, I don't get peppered with paintball
Well, he's
guns.
coming back for the NBA
He ain't
championship.
coming back.
Oh, he's
He
coming
ain't-
back. They
he
put it at
ain't
4.
coming
They
back.
put it at 4. That's not a grade 3. He did not tear a ligament. He walked off the fucking court. I've seen that. It's happened to
coming
me.
back.
I know that's a basketball injury.
Yeah.
You roll your fucking ankle. I've seen it happen before.
You tape it up and you go back out.
You might. But he was predicted to go and leave the bubble because his son was going to be born, and that was going to suck, but that was going to happen anyway. So this might just be a 3-week early exit for Gordon Hayward, and then he comes back in 4 or 5 in time for the end of the Eastern Conference Finals, in time for the beginning of the NBA Finals. Will it be the same? Probably not, because it takes him half a season to get back into his fucking regular self, because he might be made of glass, Bill. I'm sorry. At this point, I have to admit, I have to go on the facts. The facts are the facts. He might be made of glass. He's getting hurt too often, too easily, too early to say that he is a durable player. That's for goddamn sure. And to be paying him $30 million to be missing chunks of games every quarter of the season, yes, it's very, very goddamn frustrating. But for Ray, you to be happy about it is fucking stupid. He is a key part to this game. Now you get to see Brad Wanamaker play 20 minutes a fucking night. You happy about that, you shitbag?
Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Can I be moderator for a second? Thank you. So, say the Celtics go on a roll. We're steamrolling people. We eliminate the Sixers next round. We go all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're looking good. We're like gelling. And then Gordon Hayward says, "Hey, I'm coming back." Do you bring him back?
Absolutely.
Yeah, not as a starter. Comes off the bench.
Okay.
Work his way back in, but I bring him back.
But what if he starts playing 2 games into the Eastern Conference Finals and he is the Achilles heel of this team? Would you keep playing him off the bench?
No, you make an adjustment. If he cannot come back,
Limit his minutes. Yeah.
If his ankle is debilitating the team, then you don't play him. No. Of course, Ray. Of course. I don't get this is why you're a fucking hack, because your point sucks. You were right. He got hurt. I never said he wasn't a fucking I never said that he wasn't a liability in terms of getting hurt. I said he was the X factor, and I believed in him, and I wanted him to be the reason why the Celtics won. I didn't have complete confidence that he wasn't going to get hurt. He's been hurt ever since he's fucking been here. But the fact that he's not going to be able to play now means you get Shemi Ojale, you get Brad Wanamaker, you get fucking guys off this bench that you have no business being in the goddamn game. Gordon Hayward was a huge part of this team being successful, and now he's gone. So go clean up your fucking soup of victory and jerk off with it, Ray. You fucking douchebag. The last point I want to make on the Brad Stevens thing and the Celtics in general, and this is going to kill them whether they have Gordon Hayward or not. 2 minutes left, up 8. Marcus Smart, 15 seconds left in the shot clock, walks the ball down, shoots a fucking 3. What an asshole. This is Brad Stevens' problem. The next possession, they got away with it on defense. Philly didn't score. Still up 8. Kemba dribbles around for about 12 seconds, kicks it out to Tice, open with 12 seconds left, up 8, down with less than 2 minutes. He shoots the 3. Daniel Tice shoots the 3. Misses. You know who's on the court? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And even Kemba Walker, who passed the ball. Give him the fucking ball back.
Jaylen Brown, the player of the game last night.
1,000% Jaylen Brown's too. But the problem, hey, Gordon, Brad Stevens, check, A+ on shortening your bench. Thank you. Thank God we saw that. On the other thing that we asked for but going into this playoffs, making good decisions in hard times, two failures. That third quarter, absolute fail. The end of the fourth quarter, absolute fail. You're not going to get away with that with the better teams. The 76ers are fucking losers. They suck. Okay. Last couple points on Sixers and Celtics. Brad Stevens needs to get better at that end game shit. It wasn't even the end game shit. That's also the third quarter shit. I will also put those situations, and Bill, let me get your opinion because you called me a Tatum hater. In that third quarter, when they went 4 minutes without scoring a bucket, and in the last portion of the fourth quarter, and even kind of the second half, Jason Tatum was very quiet in the second half. This is that margin that I was talking about with Jason Tatum. He is a absolutely phenomenal, great basketball player. He is not yet this superstar that he's been granted the mantle.
Yes,
If he was, you
is.
don't go 4 minutes in the third quarter without scoring. If he was, Marcus Smart does not shoot that ball. If he was, Daniel Tice doesn't shoot that ball. If he was, he would have more than 8 points in the second half. And I'm not counting the 2 free throws that he had at the end of the game during the foul zone. So you have 21 points in the first half, 8 points in the second half. I get that this is a very good team, and Jaylen Brown is an excellent player as well. Jason, those 2 big points for me need to improve for Jason Tatum to be considered a superstar in this league. You need to elevate your team when your team sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I mean, Tatum is definitely a superstar now. You're seeing he's 22 years old. He took 32 points. I get it. He was quiet in the second half. I was mostly watching the Bruins in the second half, but I'll tell you though, they switched Milton on him. He was 2 for 8 for Milton in the second half, which he played some solid defense. So he was still up against a couple good defensive plays. Richardson was on him a little bit. So, I mean, you kind of saw it. And then I didn't see a shit ton of games, but I'm telling you right now, I understand what you're saying with the 4-minute mark. But I mean, you see superstars do that shit all the time. It's not like
I'll give you this, Bill. I know you're not the biggest basketball guy, but everything you just said means nothing if you're a superstar. It means absolutely fucking nothing. Here's what I need from Jason Tatum if he's a superstar. When you go 4 minutes without scoring in the third quarter and your coach is too stupid to call timeout, Jason Tatum will give me the ball, I'm going to score, and then he scores. And then he gets a defensive stop on the best player on the other side of the court. And then he goes and scores again. That's a superstar. That's a superstar. Jason Tatum is an all-star. He's not a superstar yet. He might get there. He might get there this fucking playoffs, but he's not there yet. He's not that difference maker in the team. The Celtics got lucky to walk away with the win last night when they were the better team most of the game because their coach made stupid decisions and Jason Tatum did not act like the superstar that he's been given the mantle. I will ride that fucking hill till I'm dead or until Jason Tatum shoves his fucking superstar dick down my throat. He's not there yet.
Would you call him a budding superstar?
Yes, of course.
All
yes,
right.
He's 22. For 22, he's a superstar. But he's not that guy yet.
He's not elite.
Jaylen Brown acted more like a superstar than Jason Tatum did.
Jaylen Brown's more of a superstar. No, that's
Jaylen Brown is acting like a
no.
better player when they need him to be a better player than Jason Tatum. 1,000% because he has the skills to do it and he knows what to do. Take
Tatum's
the ball
player,
to the rack.
Give me Tatum all day. Tatum's a better player.
I think they're fucking neck and neck right now, Bill. I think Tatum
right now.
Tatum's the better player, and he has a higher ceiling. And
Tatum has higher ceiling because his shot is ridiculous. His shot is
everything.
His shot is ridiculous, but do not sleep on Jaylen Brown right now. Do not sleep on Jaylen Brown. He's the best player in the Celtics right now. Hands down, Jaylen Brown's the best player in the Celtics.
Nope. Give me Tatum over Brown. Nope.
In the bubble. You're not
going to sway me. Give me Tatum all day.
Well,
Tatum all day, bitch.
Well, Bill, if you have a second before work tomorrow, I don't want to impede on your work. Then just watch the fourth quarter of the Celtics game and watch what Jaylen Brown did versus what Jason Tatum did. And tell me who was better at that point.
I'll watch it right after we're done this.
Okay.
You don't have cornhole or golf to go to, Bill?
It's fucking 10:30 at night, you prick.
Please don't take that, listeners, as I hate Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is going to be the key to this franchise for a very long time, but Jaylen Brown's playing better. Point blank. Jaylen Brown's fucking playing better. Ray, you got any last thoughts on the Celtics?
Oh, like you said, Jaylen Brown, I think, was a player of the game. I think he's the player of the bubble. Down in Orlando, he's just been taking over. He great defense. He had 3 big steals last night or 2 nights ago. I mean, he just looked great. 6 for 6 free throws, 5 for 8 from 3-point land. Jaylen Brown's the real deal.
He looks in control. He hit a huge 3 off a big Enes Kanter offensive rebound, kick out.
Oh,
I said,
money.
My wife said, why are you screaming? Because I was going, it was a perfect no, yes. About 3 feet behind the line, new shot clock. It was 86-86.
Yeah.
After that 3-pointer Jaylen Brown hit, the Celtics had control of the game for the rest of the game. He's been hitting shots like that for the better part of this season. And yes, so is Tatum, but I just have a little bit more confidence in Jaylen Brown being able to get to the rack, get a foul, get good possessions, get a good play. Jason Tatum's very, very, very close. It's just expectations for me. He's been given the mantle of a superstar. Jaylen Brown has not. Jason Tatum's not a superstar yet. And Jaylen Brown's playing better, in my opinion. So, all right, moving on quickly. Patriots started padded practice this week. We got a good old-fashioned quarterback competition. There's no number ones. There's no number twos. Ain't no number threes. Cam Newton's going to earn his way into the rotation. No, he's not. They're just doing this shit because people will watch. It's fucking stupid. But they did say Stidham looked real good day one. Today, Tuesday,
Awful.
3 picks, 8 for 11,
picks.
3
Hoyer
picks,
was the
and
better
11.
guy this today.
I think Belichick is going
Hoyer.
to lean on Hoyer.
He knows the offense probably better than all of them. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Here's Belichick's mindset. Stidham's not ready. I like Stidham, but he's not ready. I can get to 9 wins with Brian Hoyer. He thinks that.
Yeah, good for him.
I can get
It's
to
never
9
gonna
wins with
happen.
Brian Hoyer. Cam Newton, if Cam Newton could be Cam Newton, I can get to 12 wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bill Belichick's mindset right now. And I honestly do not think that Bill Belichick has a starting quarterback for week 1 yet. I think that he'd like Cam Newton to be that guy, and I think that they're preparing for Cam Newton to be that guy, but I would not put it back past Bill Belichick to make the decision. Fuck that. No, he's never going to fucking cut Cam Newton. Fuck Cam Newton. This is going to blow up in their goddamn faces. What a stupid fucking signing. I'm so fucking pissed about this. God damn it, fucking Cam Newton. Anybody else? Padded practices for Patriots? Anyone want
I do.
opt-outs coming? Anybody got a fucking opinion on this?
Before you go any further, I think that COVID's really screwing things up, and I think that's why there's no set number 1 yet. I believe because Cam Newton hasn't had time to learn the playbook. He signed in late. He hasn't been able to practice, so I think that's why you're seeing all these guys as number 1 quarterback competition bullshit. But I think Cam Newton is going to be the starter.
I think that's right, too. Bill, can you shut off your TV or at least fucking pay attention to us?
I'm paying attention. I was just waiting for Ray to finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I do find it – do you guys find it weird that it's the only position that's being reported on? Because
Actually, Bill, we got a little bit of time here. Can you cover your mic? Move it away from your mouth. Talk.
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on your computer audio the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I set it up through this thing.
No.
I know, but I kind of thought that at the beginning, but we were on a roll, so I didn't want to fucking.
Do I sound terrible?
It doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't sound great. I can clean it up in post, but yeah, you're quickly. Fuck it. Oh, whatever. Well, before we record tomorrow, let's make sure we get you on the mic.
Yeah.
So
if
anyway,
it sounds
you don't
like shit. I'll jump on my other one. It doesn't matter.
No, you just probably have to go to the Zoom and click the right and just make sure.
I did.
Then you have to go on your computer.
I did. Like I did all that.
Well, no, it can't be.
I did this exact same shit I did Sunday.
You don't remember anything from Sunday.
No, we did it Saturday. It was all set up for when we did it on Saturday.
All right. Well, hold on. Let's finish this and then let's do it. We'll do it quickly to see if we can figure that out after. All right. So, I guess right. Bill, do you have any final thoughts on Patriots padded practices?
No, like I said, I think it's weird that they were only limited. They're not allowed. The media's not allowed to report on any position but the quarterbacks. You guys find that odd?
He built and Belichick.
But why just the quarterbacks? Because he's making it known there's a competition when there's really not. It's Cam Newton's job to lose.
Oh yeah.
But they're reporting. They're the media heads, the guy that are locked in with fucking Bill, and the Patriots are all reporting that it's a complete competition. It's going to be fucking Cam Newton.
Yes. Okay. So hold on. So yes, yeah. I think what you're saying, Bill, is correct. But I'm not going to put it in the same vein as you. Bill, the reason for Bill Belichick doing that is not to dissuade or confuse the media. It's to get the best out of Cam Newton. It's to get the best out of Cam Newton. If Cam Newton thinks that it's an actual competition because the media thinks it's an actual competition, because Bill Belichick is framing it as an actual competition, because in his mind there might still be a little bit of a competition if Cam Newton absolutely fucking sucks, then Cam Newton thinks it's an actual competition, and he's got to come and bring his absolute A game. If he showed up to Foxborough like he was showing up to San Diego and they rolled out the fucking red carpet for him and let him dab his ass off down the goddamn red carpet into the fucking huddle, then
I like that.
is he really going to give you his best, or is he going to just assume that the position is his, go out there and do Cam Newton things, or is he going now
fight it.
Jared
Go
Stidham,
fight for your job. Yeah.
right?
Fuck yeah.
If he believes that Jared Stidham's an actual adversity to him, is he going to study the playbook, try and become a Patriot, do the right things? You know, that might be minute. He might see through the bullshit like most people are seeing through the bullshit. But you know, it's Belichick. Who knows? He might fucking cut him.
Never know.
He might. I doubt it, but he might. UFC. John Jones relinquished his belt quickly. Bill, 30 seconds or less. What does that mean for UFC?
He's going heavyweight. He's negotiating with Dana White right now to go heavyweight. I wouldn't be surprised if he fights Ngannou, who's maybe the number one contender for Stipe. And I read a weird rumor today that it could be Brock Lesnar. Who the fuck knows? But John Jones, he has nothing left to prove in the light heavyweight. He's going up to heavyweight. So that's all I got. 30 seconds less, bitch.
Appreciate it. The Red Sox lose. They suck. They held the team meeting before their previous game. That did not help. Baseball news that actually matters. Tatis Jr. Fernando Tatis Jr. is getting fucking railroaded. And in the baseball world, because he hit a grand slam on a 3-0 count. For those of you who don't know, Fernando Tatis Jr. is a stud Major League Baseball player on the San Diego Padres, which doesn't make sense. He needs to get the fuck out of there to begin with. But either way, this guy should be close to the face of baseball. His father played professional baseball. He is a baseball guy through and through. He's electric. He has personality. He's top 5, top 3, top 1 baseball player in the league right now. And he's catching shit for the unwritten rule that when you have a 3-0 count with a big lead at the end of the game, then you should not swing, which is the epitome of why baseball is fucking dying and hashtag dead to me, because it's an old white man stupid fucking game, and it's pissed me off. The whole fucking baseball season has pissed me off. And Bill, I know it's pissed you off because you brought this to our attention today. It's fucking stupid. It's baseball being their classic sanctimonious selves with their fucking stupid unwritten rules. And first of all, this game was 10-3 in the 7th inning. It wasn't the 9th inning. It was the 7th inning.
It was the 8th. He hit a grand slam in the 8th.
Nah, I think it was the 7th.
And he stole. It was the 8th. And he stole third today, up 6-0.
Good.
Dude, I love it. Fuck the unwritten rules of baseball. And a lot of people are coming out defending them. I don't give a shit. Don't groove one down the plate 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm swinging all day. Fuck it. Fuck him.
And the pitcher before had given 2 batters in a. This was the 3rd batter in the row that had gotten to 3 balls. So the pitcher
he walked
before
the bases loaded, yeah, and then it was
the pitcher before was struggling. Just like fuck off, like come on, baseball, figure it the fuck out, figure it the fuck out. And this is what his manager had to say. No better. Quote: "He's young, a free spirit, and focused on all things. That's the last thing that we'll ever take away. It's a learning opportunity, and that's it. You'll grow from it." Are you fucking shitting me? Quote:
Stupid.
Just so you know, a lot of our guys have green light 3-0. But in this game in particular, we had a little bit of a comfortable lead. We're not trying to run up the score or anything like that. This is why Bill Belichick is the best fucking human that we've ever had in New England sports. Run up the score?
Yeah, fuck him.
Stop me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Baseball.
It's dumb. It's fucking absolutely dumb.
It's every unwritten rule of baseball. It's stupid. They're all the 50-year-old people. Fucking even Trevor Bauer came out and said, he's like, I study everybody's tendencies, what they hit on, or if they swing on 3-0. So he's like, even if it's like 20%, he's like, I'm not going to groove one down the middle. I'd rather walk a guy than groove it down the middle if I know he's going to spend 20 to 30% of the time swinging on a 3-0 pitch. Don't load the fucking bases. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's nothing. Don't fucking groove one down the middle. And that's what they did. And let him take even yard. Fuck him. He's the most exciting young player in the game right now. Let him do what he's going to do. Fuck him.
And I guess that will that's a leaving thought. This is why baseball is continuing to bury its own grave. But to Fernando, to his credit, he's a baseball lifer, even though he's only 22 or something, whatever he is. Yeah. This was his quote after the game. Quote, "I've been in the game since I was a kid, and I know a lot of the unwritten rules. And at this time, I was kind of lost in this one. From these experiences, you have to learn. Probably next time I'll take a pitch. I love this game. I respect this game a lot. Every time I go out there, I just want to feel respect from everybody else. This game is hard for everyone, so why not just celebrate and have fun the way you want to have fun?" So the point of that is, to his credit, he's not being an asshole about it. He understands the unwritten rule. He was in the scope of the game, and that's what fucking happens. He shouldn't even have to apologize, but I take that quote of, the guy's not being a shitbag. He's the best thing that baseball has running for him right now. How about not bury him in a sandbox because he hit a grand slam? He hit a grand slam. It's not like he swung, got a single, and they drove in 2 runs, and it was just kind of a little shit. No, he fucking knocked the thing out of the park. Come on.
Yeah, don't groove one down the middle. That's all I got on that. Don't groove one down the middle.
Baseball, you're dead to me. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition, August 19th. Good night.
Good night.